Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, a new game out by Killerfish Games, the developers of Cold Waters and Atlantic Fleet, and this is episode number 42 in our Let's Play series, playing as the Americans or allies in the South Pacific, the Guadalcanal campaign, Operation Watchtower. This episode follows a somewhat insignificant episode, a little bit of a down period in the campaign, which I think is natural coming after the lull that followed the sinking of the Yamato and the Japanese Navy growing increasingly weak. This episode, however, we will get to see some battleship combat, and we will get to see a surface engagement involving the USS, I want to say North Carolina, but I can't remember. This was taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel, so if you are interested in joining these, feel free to go ahead and click on the link in the description of my Twitch channel and follow me over there. We actually just streamed last night. We're a little bit further in the campaign in the live stream, but we just streamed last night and had a really fun time with some air combat off the USS Hornet, I think it was, and then also some battleship combat as well. So much so that my computer was really struggling to keep up, and I do apologize if you see a little bit of pixelation from time to time. I might need to get a new PC, guys. I've never really had an issue. I've got an i7 4790K, I think. Or it's the 49, I think it's the 4790. I always get if it's 4790 or 4970, but I think it's the 4790, and it's like 5 or 6 years old now, though, although it was like a top of the line CPU when it came out. I rarely have any issues at all playing the types of games I do on this channel, but I don't know if it was like a new patch or other things like that that came out recently. In any event, I've been struggling a little bit with some of these larger battles in this game. Don't think we see any of that in this particular engagement, but if you do see some pixelation, I do apologize for that. With that being said, that's enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and jump right back into this. We're about to start a surface battle with some battleships. I think there's a Japanese heavy cruiser involved, but we'll see where we're picking up. That's not the Aoba. Takao. Yep, looks like the Takao. She's got the right funnels. She's got the superstructure crane thing pointing the right direction. Turrets check out. Farragut's targeting number 2 in line. This is a different type of cruiser, not the Takao. She's got 3 turrets pointing forward. The Aoba doesn't have that, right? No, she's only got 2 pointed forward. The other's a Mogami. Yeah, she looks like the Mogami. Okay, so we'll start getting solutions going on these guys. Not going to order them to open fire quite yet. North Carolina, you're going to focus on the Takao because she's got more guns and I think she's more dangerous. Pensacola, meanwhile, you're going to focus on the Mogami. Ammunition is a little bit light here. We've only got 181 rounds on the front and rear of the ship. The HE rounds, not a lot of, but it won't take a ton of ammo, I don't think, especially if we can hit home with these 16-inchers. We've got 30, almost 40 salvos per gun. Or 40 salvos for the whole ship, by the looks of it. For the battleship. Okay, so let's get going. Meanwhile, our destroyers should have their full ammunition complement, thanks to them not participating in the bombardment. So those 5-inch shells, we've got quite a few of them. We're ordering the Porter here as our lead ship in the task force. And so away we go. She's turning. The rest of the formation should follow, and then we'll cross their T and engage the rest of the enemy formation here at long range, outside of effective torpedo range. That's got to be the goal. We'll ignore the light cruisers, I think, for now. I mean, we're at such long range anyway. About to turn the Mogami into origami. Ha-ha! Irradiated Hell, Triple X, thank you for the follow. Peter Pan, thank you for the follow. Driftwood 1025, thank you for the follow. All right. So we're spotting the rest of their task force, which are just destroyers and other things like that. I would need to identify them eventually, but not quite yet. The goal is to get the whole formation to kind of slot in beside me so we can bring all our guns to bear and then close the range. Range is closing pretty rapidly, though. We're down to 22,000 yards. Fire control solution claims it's up to 50%, but we can't even hit out at this range, so I don't know what that means. We do want to set these guys to narrow and spot in terms of their firing proclivities. That does filter down to all, because I do want to be, I want to police my rounds. And then we'll get shooting here shortly. Thinking we'll open fire around 14,000 yards or so. Maybe a little bit further out, I don't know. Formation is turning in turn, so we'll go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. Still pretty far out there. Alright, I think they opened fire on me. They did. Max elevation likely shots. Alright, let's turn back just a little bit. We'll adjust course slightly. I think adjusting course does influence their fire control solution on you, so they're feeling comfortable enough to start shooting at me. We'll adjust formation, and we'll adjust our course a little bit. Throw them off. So this is the target we have here. If we take a look at our fire control solution, we can see it's at 58%, 60% now main director for Takao. You can see each one of these ships has its own unique fire control solution. 46% for the Dale. The Alwyn has a 48%. The Pensacola has a 52%. And the North Carolina has a 64%. She's got better directors on her, obviously. You can see the enemy shells starting to splash home from that first salvo. Looks like it was potentially targeted at the Pensacola. The enemy, meanwhile, is turning as well, perhaps to try and cross our own T. Might get a little bit of maneuver going on here. More shells coming in. Not particularly close. 22,000 yards is extreme range, and I don't want to waste the ammo that I have. This task force bombarded the airfield twice. So it is low on ammo, although mostly low on HE rounds. Those shells came pretty close, though. Quite a few landed way off behind me, though. But if they want to waste their ammo shooting shots at this range... Yeah, we could do that. I mean, if that's what we want. Do we... Hold! Turn your turrets. The rear turret I don't think can engage yet. It's out of its firing arc. Maybe... No, just slightly out of its firing arc. Also, by doing this way, we'll get nice salvo fire when we do issue the order. I don't know why it says AP. None of these destroyers have AP ammo. Meanwhile, the enemy formation seems to be splitting up a little bit. The rest of the task force is moving in a slightly different formation here. Looks like they're forming up on this cruiser in line, but then these guys are kind of coming off on their own. Potentially they're moving into like a double line. I'm not quite sure. Apparently they're in range of their lighter guns, though. I'm going to open up at 16,000. Redneck C, thank you very much for the follow. 16,000. That's where... Oh, shit. We just took a hit. Pensacola took a hit. Damage control. Secondary guns on fire. Minor damage. That fire will likely spread as I'm kicking up at 15 knots. Did she lose speed? Or did we slow down? No, I guess we slowed down a little bit. Alright, let's pull the formation back a little bit. Get all our guns to bear. So we're going to angle us back away a little bit. Some more near misses. Go Nico, thank you very much for the follow. Alright, Battleship, 19,000 yards. Is that good? Are we good to open fire with the 16s? What's our fire control solution say? 64%? I'd like 70 or more. Another shot landed right in close on the cruiser there. Didn't appear to hit it though. 20,000 yards for the Mogami. You know, if it's going to turn away from you, you fire at the Takao. Just shoot at the closer target, I guess, is my answer to you. Not that I want to focus all my fire on the closer target, but at the end of the day... Alright, destroyers inside 16. At the rear of our line, our battleship is... No, don't you be... What? Why is it targeting the North Carolina? Let's make sure we're not... You can friendly fire, by the way, if you make a mistake in your fire orders. So let's just make sure everybody's clear on the right target. 70%, that's looking good. 70%, all right. Open fire with your forward turrets. God, I love to see the shockwave go. Apparently his rear turrets aren't in action yet either. I don't know if these guns can hit at that range. It does look like they're going to fire, though. So they must be in range. Don't let the single ship escape. I'm more worried about just obliterating this enemy task force. Those are the 16-inchers. It wasn't too bad for a first salvo, I don't think. Cruiser guns came in here. So they are firing on my lead ship here. What's the range of our torpedoes? Whew, we saw one cruise right over the top. It's claiming we've got a 92% solution here. We've got 8 torpedoes. Fire them. They're running straight headlong into us, so I'm thinking these may have a chance. Although it is a straight enemy formation. We've got a 10-degree spread on these fish. So 8 fish are in the water. They're going to take a while to get to their target at 14,000 yards. Guys, keep an eye on the item in the lower left to see if you end up seeing anything about torpedoes. Oh, we took a hit. Oh, we lost 90% or 10% of our speed here. Our rudder and our propeller on the rear of the ship took a direct hit. Meanwhile, Takao is ablaze. She has taken some damage here. I don't know what from, but I know she's at least on fire. Another hit there from whatever it just shot. Again, it doesn't tell me what size the shell was. Multiple hits here, just raining down on her. I would not want to be in the van of the Japanese task force here. How are our other ships doing? No damage to speak of on the Pensacola. She repaired what damage she had. Our other destroyers suffer no damage so far. Are they just the lead destroyer here? She is low in the water. Those two spots flooding. Doesn't look like we've taken any of her turrets out yet. They all still... Well, maybe we did take 2 of them out. Only 1 fired there. More hits. Boom! God, I love the fact that the game has that shockwave visual that you can just faintly pick out as the main battleship guns fire. More hits aboard the Takao. She will not last long at this rate. I'm debating switching fire to the, looks like a cruiser, a Kuma, or a light cruiser behind him. I don't think it's a Kuma. I think we've sunk all the Kumas, but she's very low in the water already. Our ammo situation's probably still fine, right? Yeah, we still got over 250 rounds aboard there. The Pensacola, still over 240 rounds. So we're actually doing okay ammo-wise. The Porter looks like she put the fire out. I'm curious, it looks like the enemy, have they turned at all? Any indication of where our torpedoes might be? Very low in the water. The rest of that formation is breaking off. They're like, hey, maybe we don't think this is a good idea to follow our heavy cruiser. And they're turning and running away, perhaps. So, guessing my fish won't hit anything. What is this guy, anyway? 3 stack, 5 guns. I thought we sank all the Kumas. But she reminds me of the Kuma. Slightly taller stack, 2 shorter. That matches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 with 2 in the front. You're thinking it's Tenru. Oh, it does say there's a Kiso. I think that's what it is. Okay. Alright, Takao's sunk, or sinking. Stop shooting at her, boys. She's dead. Alright. I do think this is a Kuma. The Mogami may be trying to form up a little bit further out, it looks like. Perhaps. They're trying to form a new line out this way. Fire, fire. Open fire. 16,000 yards. 60% solution. I'm good with that. Open fire, boys. Several shells splashing in close on the Pensa. Minor damage. It looked like a blaze was started on the near one of the turrets. Actually, 2 hexes are on fire. 2 sections of the ship. Mogami is turning back, leading a new enemy formation in line. We may want to change our fire away from Kuma in a second. I think it's safe to say, though, those torpedoes that I launched on the Porter probably will not score any hits. Let's do this. Let's target Mogami. You guys fire your torpedoes. No, I don't want you to fire at the Kuma. I want you to fire at the Mogami. Give me a better spread than that. Come on. Well, we may be sending our Dauntlesses off after that other enemy task force. Alright, fire. Meanwhile, Mogami has not been our primary target. The Kuma has, and she is ablaze. She's getting hit hard. These other enemy destroyers are having to, like, veer out of the way. This one might be a Tenru. She's got the amidship guns that the Kuma does not have. Pensacola's, she was on fire from the near hit, so we had those 2 hexes. Looks like the fire spread a little bit, but it's not doing too much damage to her. In terms of ammo left, we're still good. Just around 100 rounds on the front turrets and over 100 rounds on the rear turrets. NorCal, meanwhile, 141. So we're shooting cautiously with these guys. Well, then I'm not sure what she is, but in any event, the North Carolina still got plenty of ammo left. Almost 200 rounds total. Why are these taking so long to load? Alright, switch formation, guys. We effectively are crossing the T with the Porter here. Strafing can be effective on light enemy ships. You can do a little bit of damage on bigger ships. You can start fires and things like that. Alright, where is the Kuma anyway? She's ablaze. But still sailing. We haven't switched our fire to the Mogami yet. Perhaps we should. %94 solution though? I'm reluctant to stop shooting when you've got that good of a solution. But like, it's not like 90% of the shells hit, so I don't know quite what the percentage is supposed to mean. Thank you for the follow, Boomshire. Appreciate it. All right. I have not lost any ships yet, J Street. Yep, I'm deliberately being cautious with my targeting here, or with my fire, because I don't have a ton of ammo on these ships. And so I'm intentionally shooting cautiously. At least with the heavier ships. Okay. Pensacola, what are you shooting at again? The Kuma? So my heavy ships are all firing on the Kuma. Oh my god, I can't. Which is listing heavily and not in great shape. She's ablaze, a midship. She's at least got a little bit of a list going. I've seen no indication of the torpedoes we've fired at the Mogami. I think we may have taken a turret out, though, because her guns are pointed in different directions. Maybe 2 turrets. Maybe just this middle one. Unless she just can't train. Oh, there's our torpedoes. Here's the wide spread coming in. Very wide spread coming in. It could be out of action, but again, this center turret can't train all the way left, so it may just not be in its firing arc. Oh, I guess I didn't realize they both had mid guns. I thought only one of them did. I didn't see those on this one. But Neuhauser was saying Tenryu only has one forward turret, so I'm not sure. In any event, our torpedoes are coming in. It'll be interesting to see if they hit anything. Ooh, just stared down the barrel of a gun. How are our shells going here? About 56 AP rounds left on the front turrets, about 90 on the rear turrets. Our ships seem to be doing okay. I don't see a lot of visible damage. Torpedoes are coming in. This is a very wide spread. We set a 10-degree spread, but the thought was it would allow me to try and target the entire enemy formation. However, I think because the Kuma is in such bad shape, it may prevent any of the other guys from getting in there and taking a hit. It'll be interesting to see if the Mogami takes one. I don't think she'll take more than one, though, with the width of this spread. See one torpedo out up here that's not going to hit. If one's going to hit, it's going to be this one here that's coming in toward the bow. The other guys are probably going to miss a stern. But this one's looking pretty good. Hopefully she's not a dud. Kuma's sinking, by the way. Dud. It's a fucking dud! Of course it is. All right. Not gonna lie, part of the reason I wasn't firing on the Mogami was wanting to hit it with a damn torpedo. Feel a little bit like Admiral Spruance when he sent the, was it the Iowa that he sent into Truck? Where he didn't tell the aircraft, like he basically wanted to get the surface act groups in to use their guns rather than just, you know, obliterate the Japanese shipping all with air. I mean, I was impressed at the start of this battle when the enemy did clearly turn away. And then after we destroyed that lead ship, they turned away and all formed up on Mogami, which would have been cool if the enemy was, like, actually retreating and trying to run. But, they didn't try to run. Also, I feel like I never have to worry about torpedoes, and maybe that's a dangerous thing to say, but I don't feel like the Japanese ever fire torpedoes in these damn battles. I have not seen a long lance attack in any of these battles, and that does not feel right. You've been long lanced, Neuhauser? Sweet, sassy molasses, 16 inchers. They will at really close range? Okay. I think we're inside 3 kilometers. Lead destroyer's back on fire. Seem to be focusing most of their effort on our porter here. How's Mogami doing? Probably not so great, right? Yeah, Mogami has seen better days. She is almost sunk as well. She is shipping water over the front of her bow. It's only a matter of time now, boys. So that's going to be 2 enemy heavy cruisers down, 1 light cruiser down with 1 light cruiser and 2 destroyers to go. I think we can probably start shifting fire. She's a goner. Alright. What is this? Where's the other enemy light cruiser? Here. You guys think this is Tenryu? Tenryu only has 1 gun in the front, so it's not her. Alright, so the Mogami is sinking. Let's pause here for a second. Let's identify this guy. What do we think this is? Kuma? They only had one Kuma left. We sank it. No turret behind the bridge. Well, it's got this turret. It's not really behind the bridge, sort of. Well, it sort of is. Is there anything else that's similar to the Kuma? The Nagra? There's several of these guys left. It's probably one of these. I think it's the Nagra. Based on what I can see here anyway. Alright, so let's do that. We'll open fire on her. Did I not identify her? Fudge. Okay. Alright, so we'll have our destroyers fire on her. I mean, I guess maybe all of our ships fire on her. The other guys are headed away. This is the only one that's getting closer. It's going to be massive overkill to target the entire fleet on this one target. But we're going to do it. I'm not too worried about the AP being almost out on the Pensacola because HE will do just fine for these other targets. And the battleship's okay too. She's got still over 10 salvos left. Yeah, the AI doesn't really retreat. Turn the turrets. Engage. Fire! Fire! Shoot the ship! Alright, the enemy destroyers are trying to form up on the Naga. Naga's like, oh shit! It's time to turn! Good luck, boys. I was wondering what this was, but I think one of the enemy ships sank back there. Alright, so 2 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser sunk so far out of this enemy task force. My goal is to make no one survive. I don't know if I have enough ammo for that, but we've at least taken the teeth out of this enemy force. I clicked away right as it was taking... Oh, that's a talk about a straddle. There's like, boom, 1 here, 2 on the left. Nice strike home with these. Our 5-inchers... Oh, wait. We've got more torpedoes coming in. This must be the second destroyer that I had fire torpedo salvos, although I don't think these are going to hit. This is going to pass in front of the ship. This one's going to pass behind. I suppose they could hit the... probably won't hit the destroyers. I guess that's the one bad thing about really wide spreads like this. Oh my god, he's almost dead already. He's dead in the water. Or close to it. It's just gonna miss. Bastard. Maybe these destroyers will get hit? Oof. 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 That's a lot of hits. Oh, that ship would be like staggering under the impacts. Where are those fish? Alright, so we auto-identified this as a Minakaze. She's a goner. I think this destroyer will... Unless he's going to turn into the torpedo, what's he doing? Oh, he's still gonna miss it though, unless he stops his turn. Oh, we struck it! We hit it with a torpedo!
Apparently there was another one in there that I didn't see. Well, she's dead. I'm trying to keep track of which torpedo salvo was from which ship. All right. So we did get one torpedo hit in that engagement. Don't forget about your secondaries, boys. You can use those too. All those 5-inchers along the side, dual purpose. Admiral, I understand that, but the Tenryu only has one turret ahead of the bridge, and these cruisers had 2, so something else is going on there. Can these guys fire their forward turrets? Are they out of the firing arc? Minakaze's not going to last very long under this hail of fire. $16 for a DD, what are you thinking? Yeah, damn straight I am. Gotta sink these guys. She's sinking quick. She won't last long. Boom! Gotta love those secondary explosions when something blows up. That last one was a direct hit on the bridge. Grammar.exe not found. Hey, no one ever said I was great at grammar. Alright, we're gonna get her. She going down. Sir, we can't hit her anymore. She's too low in the water. So she's a submarine? This might be the last heavy task force that we see. I suppose we could end up seeing an enemy task force with, like, more battleships. They still got the Musashi. By the way, I'm wondering if that other task force we saw could have been the task force that had the Yamato. Everybody firing the last target. Not even bothering to ID her yet. Just kill her. We'll let God sort out the rest. I do love when you're, like, sailing in formation and the ship in front of you. Oh, one of the torpedoes just missed her. You can see right there. I do love when you're sailing in formation, though. And, unless that was fired by her. No, fired the wrong direction. I do love when you're sailing in formation and you can just see the ship in front of you fire and you've got that little puff of smoke, like right here, just out front of the enemy's broadside. It's just a pretty sweet look. I wish I didn't have to tell the ship to fire its secondaries, though. That gets annoying, especially in night fights when you want to use... Those secondaries can be really useful to lob star shells out there, but I never think to order them to fire. But it seems like they only fire their secondaries if you deliberately order them to, which is kind of weird. Like, if I'm ordering you to fire, other than torpedoes, I would think you would just fire, let all guns fire, but... Kill them all, let God sort them out. Damn right, charcoal. Or, not charcoal. Coffee filter. She's already ablaze. Another big explosion there. Also, I think our cruisers are now firing HE. Oh, actually, we're completely... Yeah, just firing HE on the rear turrets. The front turrets are actually out. So that's going to give us a little bit prettier in terms of explosions. Same for the 16-inchers, which is obviously what you want to do. You don't want over-penetration, but I've noticed the game still kind of auto-fires the AP for the heavier ships. There, she's going down. Well, the enemy formation has been stack-wiped. Confirmed. So, we sank a Takao, a Mogami, a Kuma, a Niagara, or Nagara, sorry, not Niagara, Minakaze, and a Shisho. 39,000 tons of enemy warships sunk, 6 enemy ships, 52 command points gained. And that still leaves 1 heavy cruiser and 1 destroyer, which I think might have been the Yamato force. But Task Force 5 is too low on ammunition, so we are going to pull them back south. Meanwhile, we're going to order our dive bombers here in on this other enemy task force, and we're going to try and bomb them from the air with Dauntlesses. But that will be a task for another episode, guys. This seems like as good a spot as any to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. So a successful surface engagement. This seems to it's starting to become a little bit like beating up on a helpless opponent who doesn't stand much of a chance. But I did keep playing this campaign for a bit longer. It is pretty enjoyable, and I hope you guys are still enjoying it. But we'll pick things up next time with that dive bomber attack. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer, as always, saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.